Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Anthony, aka Tuffy on the Tube. Back with another tactic kind of manager review. This time it's the turn of Ernesto Valverde, the Atheltic Bilbao manager. Kind of former player from the kind of mid-70s up until the late 90s. Played for Barcelona, I think, as well. Bilbao themselves. I think he got into management through the kind of Bilbao youth system, under 19s, and managed them up to the first team for a few years. I had spells at Olympiacos, Barcelona as well, Valencia, before returning back to Atheltic Bilbao. Seems like a really good, solid manager. Seems like a good fit for Bilbao, as we all know they only sign or bring through Basque players from that region. Like I say, kind of quite restrictive, but I think they're only one of 3 teams to actually stay in the Spanish top flight since the creation. One of the founding members. I think the other 2 being Barcelona and Real Madrid. Never relegated below the kind of La Liga. So, club with a great history, great pedigree, and I think a manager kind of like to say suits them, kind of almost made for Bilbao themselves. So, predominantly known for playing a 4-2-3-1. Now, when I think of a 4-2-3-1, I tend to think straight away gegenpress. This is a very complex 4-2-3-1 that he plays. A little bit more to it than kind of any form of gegenpress. It's a little bit more kind of dialed back. So that's what we're trying to recreate today. Now, when I think of Bilbao and how they start to play, when I've kind of looked into them a little bit deeper, like I say, they're not a kind of a high-scoring team, but I think their style is very much, or his style, Valverde, is very much possession-based. So really tight, really kind of defensive-minded. Like I say, defense first, and then attack kind of later. Not a high-scoring team, but very defensively sound. So what I want to see in this tactic today, like I say, is very defensive, very pass-orientated as well, kind of controlled possession, high possession stats as well. Probably scoring, not kind of like say free scoring team, but enough to get the job done. I think is probably the best way to summarise these, but not boring, I think, as well. So they have got some kind of very kind of bright prospects. And the Williams brothers, well, certainly on Nico, and Archie's obviously a little bit older, 30 years old, but nonetheless, very hard working, very kind of dynamic, very creative. I think that's where the kind of the creative side comes from. Certainly the kind of the front 3 in Sunset as well. So we'll deep dive into it. We'll, like say, I'll show you a few goals, kind of the style I expect. Like I say, I expect to utilise the wide men, the wide areas, but I want to see high possession stats, very few goals conceded, and really in reality I probably wouldn't see many scored, but I think I've created a tactic that kind of emulates that, gets the job done, but it's a little bit more football manager friendly, I think, as well. So show you a few kind of highlights, and then we'll deep dive into the tactic, show you a few kind of stats on the data hub, and let's get right into it. So I'm going to show you a few goals now, a few highlights. Like I say, what I expect to see is good possession, good kind of direct passing, short passing as well. Like I say, possession based, not wasteful with the ball. Working that ball up kind of certainly the wide areas, utilising kind of Nico and Archie Williams, getting that to that forward as well. I want to see kind of the wing backs come on as well. Not so much as like a press and roll, overlap and roll. Although I know that does happen, you know, that is why you have wing backs. But I think for me, I want to see the wing backs drag defenders out of position, allowing the kind of inverted wingers in Nico Williams and Archie to kind of cut in one-on-one situations. I want to see the kind of the midfielders supporting, you know, ideally in a real kind of time. I like to see kind of a defensive midfielder kind of support the attack, while one goes back, and vice versa. So I want to see a little bit of that. I want to see the midfield getting involved, but I also want to see utilising those wide areas. Good possession, good passing, which obviously should go hand in hand. Like I say, not wasteful, not losing the ball in kind of the defensive areas. So we'll see what we created here, and then we'll go on a deep dive into the tactic. So see here, ball's coming up from midfield here with Vesca. Got the 2 centre backs stepping up into the midfield here. So come up with that high press. Sunset, attacking midfielder. You can see areas where you expect to see. I've got kind of Williams up here as well. Obviously, make his way into the box, as we expect from a kind of inverted winger. And in this case, it's Dijalo. I think it would be Archie Williams Yeah, Inaki Williams, sorry. On this side, again, exactly the same, looking for that ball. And we've got kind of Barunga, the advanced forward. Again, just kind of making his way into the box there, ready for the attacking phase. You'll see here as well, that'll be the left back and kind of, DeMarco's on the right. Sure, this is in this instance, it should be, what we might say actually as the thing goes on. Okay, this gets Lecu on that left hand side. Again, like I say, what I want to say before backs, you've got kind of Gorosabel here as well. I want to see them kind of pulling defenders out of position, not really looking for the overlap, or sorry, not. I don't be wingers kind of really looking for that overlap, holding the ball up. I want them kind of just being direct and having these as kind of an option to pull defenders out of position. So we'll see Sunset with the ball here. Vesker, Williams cuts in, pretty standard, scores a goal. They want to see good build-up player, using that midfield again. Got the two centre backs combining, through to Sunset. Looking for Prados, exactly the same. Williams cuts in, scores that goal. Exactly what I want to see. Exactly the same here. Vivian again, starting the centre backs. Here's it out wide again. Perfect kind of response. Looking for those wide areas. Let's say, I think on this instance, I think Inaki's injured, so got Dejalo on that right hand side. But exactly where I want to see the players. Striker up front there. Sunset. You do see a lot around these areas, around the 18-yard box. You've got Paredes there as well. Williams Jr. It makes you in the box. Dejalo cutting in this time, takes it on, scores. So pretty much what I expect to see. You see them, clearance here. Vivian picks the ball straight away. You can see they're not really a team known for pressing to an extent. Bilbao, I think what they like to do is it's almost kind of like a mid block, although slightly higher up. So what you'll probably see is teams play off in the back. Now, Bilbao don't press the goalkeeper really very often. I think what they like to do is wait until the wing backs get the ball and then maybe step up, looking to kind of take that ball off and launch a counter attack. So let's watch a couple more. Watch Yorker here and see what the goals are like on this one. You can see on here, high possession, high amount of passes completed as well. That's exactly what I'm trying to create. See Vesker here, not really with the overlap, but supporting Nico Williams, puts the ball in, goal. And I think that's the kind of style I'm trying to emulate. Use of the wide men. DeMarcos this time. Herrera picks the ball in midfield, closes them down. Sunset, yeah, perfect. Exactly what I'm trying to recreate. You see a goal getting conceded from the corner. And they say they are a very, very compact team, not very wasteful with the ball. When they do get the ball, I think what Valverde kind of instills in them is possession. Don't lose that ball. Work your way back up. So it's not like direct passing, it's very controlled. They're very possession oriented. You see here in the stats, 63% possession, 90% passes completed. Exactly what I'm trying to recreate here. So we'll jump right in now. We'll have a look at the tactic a bit more depth. I'll put over the data hub, show you how this kind of tactic worked in Football Manager. After all, although I am trying to create a tactic based on Valverde or my interpretation of it, I do obviously want it to work in Football Manager as well. I don't want it to be, kind of not work and just look like rubbish. So we'll see how it got on in the league, show you how I think it fits the style of Bilbao, and then we'll talk about kind of positions and player roles, etc. So looking at the data hub then, like I say with this tactic with Bilbao, what I wanted to see was high possession, very defensively minded as well. So a few goals conceded, good passing stats as well. Like I say, high passing accuracy. Kind of obviously, I don't want to see kind of much kind of action in my own defensive third, if you like, as well. Because I don't think they're a team that really defends deep either. I think they get the job done middle of the park. So exactly like I say, good possession, good passing, good kind of scoring output as well, but getting the job done. Not too good where we're kind of blitzing teams 3-4-5-0. They aren't that kind of team. I think they're a team, like you say, defensive first and win maybe 1-2-0. So we'll have a little look, few stats here. Start with the team defending. See there, this tactic's only conceding 0.52 goals per game. Exactly what I wanted to create. Like I say, they're not a team that ship goals really. They are, like I say, Valverde's style is very much defense first. So 14 clean sheets. Expected to concede a goal a game or just under, but we're better than that and only conceding 0.52 goals per game. Exactly what I'm expecting here. High possession one stats as well. Final third passes against, so restricting the opposition in our defensive half, our defensive area. Like I say, absolutely perfect. High tackle one ratio as well, 74.29. Although just a little bit below the average, 2.12 fewer tackles won, but I think that's maybe down to not allowing the opposition into those areas. So really happy with that. Exactly what I'm aiming for. Tackle wise, we are still scoring over a goal a game, 1.76 goals per game. Really happy with that. Above the average, probably maybe slightly less in reality. Like I say, they're a team that kind of scores kind of a copious amount of goals. Although, like I say, they are a team that can win 1-2-0 quite easily. I think it is their style. Like I say, you're not going to see them kind of going a kind of rampage, kind of Barcelona style, but just steady away, controlled possession, controlled aggression as well in the attack. And like I say, I'm happy with that, 1.76 goals per game. Certainly, if you're conceding less, that's going to win you kind of trophies. I think they were Copa del Rey winners last season as well. And I believe, I kind of look at the stats, I think they were kind of certainly up there in the kind of fewest goals kind of conceded last season. And the most clean sheets as well. Kind of maybe just behind likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid maybe. But yeah, they certainly are up there. And I say when you compete at this high level for so long, like I say, and managing a team in the style that they do with Basque-only players, like I say, you have to probably think of defence first. You can't be kind of rushing the press and, get out of position. I think you have to kind of think about long-term goals, long-term plans. I think Valverde does that perfectly. Like you say, controlled aggression, but with an emphasis really on defence. So defensive actions, CNA kind of majority of them just in the halfway line with a little bit in our defensive third. But like I say, we aren't dealing with too much around this area anyway, so fairly happy. Possession lost exactly where I want to see it, in the opposition half. You see, we're not doing much here. We're not losing possession in our own half. When we do lose possession, it is in these areas, which, yeah, I'd expect, from certainly a Bilbao side. Possession gained as well, doing that in kind of the middle of the park without kind of defensive midfielders or central midfielders. Exactly where I expect to see it. Possession won right in those midfield areas, and probably is true to form, with maybe a little bit in these areas here with the wing backs putting pressure on their opposition full backs, as we spoke about before, allowing that little bit of possession for the away team, the opposition, give them a bit of possession, let them come forward a little bit, trigger that press, hopefully win the ball back, and then launch a counter attack. So goal output, we're down as a high scoring with an impenetrable defence. Absolutely perfect. High scoring is probably a little bit unrealistic, but certainly the impenetrable defence, exactly what I'm aiming for in a Bilbao team. Possession then, so we're down as frequently wins the ball, reliable in possession. Again, absolutely perfect. Valverde tactic kind of through and through. Wins the ball often and very reliable when they get it, they have to be. So for me, that's perfect. Passing as well then, lots of passes and accurate passing. Again, up there with the kind of Sevillas and the Atheltic and the Barcelonas. And again, exactly, it's not tiki-taka, but it is a reliable passing structure. Get the ball, do something with it, don't be wasteful. Is the kind of, I think, the Valverde kind of mantra, if you like. So really happy with them. Exactly what I was trying to achieve with this tactic. What we'll do is we'll pop into the tactic itself. We'll discuss player roles, team instructions, etc. Like I say, I have kind of tweaked it a little bit for Football Manager, because at the end of the day, it did know this is a tactic for Football Manager as well. Couldn't kind of recreate a lot of the roles how I wanted, but that's more down to the system. The Football Manager itself, it is just a simulation. Like I said, and this is my opinion. Obviously, as you can probably tell, I'm not a kind of qualified UEFA coach. Trying to keep things simple here, trying to relate it to Football Manager. And like I say, it is just my opinion. I always say, please get down in the comments if you're a fan, certainly of Bilbao. get in there, let me know what you think. Was I right? Was I completely wrong? Or anywhere in between. Get some discussions going. Tell me what you think of this tactic. Tell me what you think of our creative Valverde. Have I done him justice? Or completely wide the mark? So we'll jump right in now. Discuss the player roles and the team instructions. So here we are on the tactic screen then. Ernesto Valverde's 4-2-3-1. I'll talk about the playing style. I've already spoke about how I want to see the kind of use of the wide men. Short passing, very controlled. Not tiki-taka, just good in possession, very reliable. Working that kind of ball from kind of the back through the midfield out to the wide men. Utilising of the wing backs. Like I say, not so much looking for an overlap, although I know that's obviously going to be the case. There always will be an option. But for me, it's all about dragging kind of defenders away from your wide men. So, for example, a team here put two men on Nico Williams here. The idea for me of a wing back is to kind of come around here, drag a defender on, and create these 1v1 situations. Very similar to the kind of attack I did with Sunderland and almost kind of like West Brom one as well. Exactly the same kind of mentality. When you play a 4-2-3-1, you know your wide men are going to be a kind of your attacking threat. Team's going to pick up on that, try and double up on them. So for me, the idea of wing backs is to kind of drag one of them defenders away and like you say, create these 1v1s. So that's what I want to see. I want to see the kind of obviously midfield as well. I want them to be very dynamic. In an ideal world, I would have my defensive midfielders kind of staggering each other. So if one goes up, one stays back, and vice versa. Very hard to recreate that in Football Manager. Although I do believe I've seen something sorted out SR yesterday where something may have been leaked for FM24 that says you can maybe create in possession, out of possession instructions. Now, I don't know whether that's for individuals. I really hope it is, because it would really open up things where I can maybe have Vesca kind of coming up wide, and when he does that, he likes of kind of Galarreta stays back, and vice versa. I may want kind of Galarreta to also be a little bit more dynamic, and when he does that, then Vesca is the guy that stays back as well. But very hard to recreate that in Football Manager, but I'll explain as we go through kind of what I wanted to see from this team. So we'll start with the team instructions. I've gone for attacking width of fairly wide. I think that's fairly kind of correct. You know, we want to use these wide men. You know, we want to kind of Nico and Inaki out wide. We've got wing backs there as well, kind of stretching the play when we do get the ball. Not overly wide, but everyone's kind of spaced out, because I do want to maintain that kind of that closeness as well, that compactness. So where everyone's waiting for the ball, everyone's there ready as well to receive it. So stick with kind of middle of the road, attacking with fairly wide. Moving on, I've gone for focus played on the left and right. I think they are going to be our outlets in Archie and Nico. Like I say, without a doubt, the main areas, well, certainly Nico on the left hand side does it for Spain as well so well. Really direct, really attacking, and Archie as well. Obviously, we all know how kind of his kind of high level of fitness. Always seems to be kind of looking for them spaces as well, out wide, dropping into the pockets, into the channels. Fantastic player, kind of unbreakable, I think, as well. Kind of he's got kind of so many seasons kind of without consecutive matches as well. So fantastic player as well. Fantastic servant at the club. And I'm going to try and recreate that as well. So I've got player out of defence, and focus player left and right. Passing directness, shorter, just to create that kind of high possession. Slightly lower tempo as well. Very controlled, very methodical. Work ball in the box, and also run at defence to highlight the kind of attackingness of the Williams brothers, Sunset, as well as the kind of attacking midfielder, and obviously an advanced forward up front. So in transition then, I've gone for counter press. I've kept counter and hold shape off as well. So basically just very neutral. When we do get the ball, when we do lose the ball, we want to get that back, but we're not going on kind of a crazy kind of all-out counter. Very methodical, very possession-based. Work the ball back up there and hopefully create chances and score goals. Distribute the centre-backs and take short kicks. Again, just highlighting that kind of controlled possession kind of mentality. Out of possession then, we've gone for that high press. No short goalkeeper distribution, like I said before. It's kind of probably a little bit, somewhere in between a mid-block and a high press, I think, anyway, where the forwards hold back a little bit, wait till kind of they come out with the ball a bit more, teams, and then put pressure on the wing-backs, the centre-backs as well, try to win that ball back, but not really a kind of a full-on kind of gegenpress, but then again, not so much a mid-block either. I've gone for trigger press much more often, so when the ball does come there, I want them to kind of then win it back, get stuck in, defensive line to step up more. like you say, a standard defensive line, but when the need arises, very controlled, step up in line, support the kind of the midfield, support the attack, defence supports the midfield, etc., etc. So that's the team instructions. Let me know what you think. But I think it seemed to work well, and I got the results that I expected and wanted. So moving on, then go through the player roles. Simon, super keeper on support, just kind of starting to take more risks on there. I think kind of very does what it says on the tin. Moving into kind of the centre backs, both ball playing defenders on defend, just with tackle harder on. Everything kind of good kind of starts from these back two here. I think very controlled, like I say, very methodical, working the ball through the lines, through the kind of midfield, out wide to the wing backs. Yiri and Vivian, like I say, do that extremely well. Now, I've gone for kind of wing backs on support. I did kind of toy with the idea of having full backs on maybe attack, but watching a few games, I do think they are definitely wing backs. Certainly DeMarcos may be the more aggressive of the two compared to Yuri. Kind of obviously getting forward a lot more, being a little bit more aggressive maybe, but I've got them both on support here. And like I said, me not so much looking for an overlap, although I'm fairly sure that does happen. There's always going to be an option for that. But like I said before, just to kind of come around here, pull defenders away from the inverted wingers, create 1v1 situations for them as well, and allow them to kind of really drive at the defence, causing problems. Both of them exactly the same. Just tackle harder, very kind of straightforward instructions. Not really cross more often, anything like that. Just very simple. Get further forward, done. Moving into the midfield now. Maybe an argument to have these kind of further forward as central midfielders. I've got them on DMs, just to kind of want to create that bit more of a highlight the compactness of the midfield, how they help out the defence, as well as closing down attacks from opposition players. For me, like I say, they do role reverse. So in kind of Vesca or Herrera or who else we have here? Herrera. Kind of obviously Jory Gizar, apologies for the pronunciation there. I know he has started a couple of games as well, so very kind of interchangeable. Probably as an argument to say that they both could have the same role, but like I say, they tend to alternate. One goes up, one stays back, and vice versa. So in this case, kind of Vesca and Galarreta. We've got Vesca on a roaming playmaker. Close down more, tackle harder. So I want them to be kind of, out here looking for the ball, supporting the kind of wing backs, being an option. Like I say, making use of themselves, supporting the attack, but be ready to come back and help out in defence. And like you say, very interchangeable. This could be Herrera. Like I say, I'm not going to say that one again. I'm going to attempt it. Exact same with Galarreta. If kind of Vesca does stay back and Galarreta has the ball, he then becomes that kind of Roman playmaker as well, and Vesca then becomes the defensive midfielder on defend. So I think that's what I've got as well. Close down more, tackle harder, DM on defend, just to kind of highlight that balance. Ideally, I'd love for it to be a bit more dynamic, and hopefully, if the rumours are true, FM25 may bring that, but it's very hard to recreate. But I thought DM on defend almost kind of does that. So what he's going to be doing is, as part of his role, is protect the defensive line, but as well as stopping attacks coming in when they develop, but still have a little bit of creativity as well to support the wing backs, help out in midfield, but as well as having a bit more defensive kind of duties. So that's the two midfielders. Like I say, let me know what you think. I do believe they could be actually be centre mids rather than DMs, but I think it just suits his tactic perfectly and the way Bilbao play with a very compact defensive structure. So moving on then, probably the most controversial role I've picked for Inaki Williams. I've gone for a Rom Deuter, which is probably not something you'd expect to hear from a Basque kind of inverted winger out on the right there. But I think if you read the kind of synopsis here on the role, literally translates as space investigator, to find pockets of space which operate, a wide poacher if you like, taking up seamlessly harmless positions, waiting for the opportunity to burst through the defensive line for telling shots or crosses. I think this kind of sums up Inaki perfectly for me. I don't think I got the best out of him in this save. 4 goals, 5 assists of 24 games. But I just thought that role summed him up perfectly. I watched a game as I was researching this tactic. I think it was Las Palmas, where Bilbao, I think, won 3-2 away. And I just looked at him and he was just all over the place. Not really cutting in as you expect your traditional inside forward or inverted wingers to do, but he was just dropping everywhere in these channels. At one point he was even over here somewhere, obviously getting himself into the box, making an absolute kind of nuisance of himself. And I just thought this kind of Rom Deuter role just suited him, summed him up perfectly. He wasn't just kind of cutting in as you expect an inverted winger or an inside forward to do. He just seemed so much more dynamic than that. So I thought I'd try him out in this role. Like I say, I don't think I got maybe the best out of him. I don't know. Maybe he did exactly the job I wanted him to do. But I just thought, just watching him play, I just thought that suited him down to a T. So I've got him as a Rom Deuter. Quite simply, shoot less often, close down more, tackle harder, and mark specific position, which is the opposition left back, right back. No, left back. He's on the right, sorry. Yeah, opposition left back. So, very simple, but very dynamic. And that's exactly what I wanted from him. Like I say, to me, he's more than just someone who kind of cuts in, takes players on as a wide man. He's kind of football IQ is kind of off the charts, I think. And certainly deserved a little bit more than that, in my opinion. But that's what I went for. You say, let me know what you think. Yeah, but I think it just suited him perfectly. Again, Nico Williams on the opposite side there, Inarki's younger brother. Fantastic player, absolute handful. And I think inverted winger sums him up perfectly. He can play on the right as well. He can replace Inarki as a out-and-out winger. Yeah, but you do see him out on this left, certainly game for Spain, as England will know only too well. Just an absolute kind of baller here. Hard to kind of track, hard to mark, quick, great passing, cuts in, takes players on. And like I say, in cooperation with kind of Yuri out on the left here, pulling players away from him, creating 1v1 situations, just kind of bursting. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Burst in that box, take shots on goal, look for a pass for Inarki and Guruzzetta, Sunset, kind of hanging back here as well. Like I say, a fantastic player. What I've got in for him is just shoot less often, stay wider, close down more, and mark specific position. That's what I want from these guys up front here, these four. When they do decide to press aggressively, pick a position, focus on the wing backs, and try and win that ball back. Centre midfield then, with Sunset. Very simply an attacking midfielder on attack. Take more risks, shoot less often, run from position, close down more, and tackle harder. Exactly the same for them kind of front four. Want them to be the main focus of pressure with the opposition has the ball. Like I say, let them come out a little bit, bang, get straight on them, get that ball back, counter attack basically. So yeah, very simple. You can say straightforward. Simply attack midfield. You do see him kind of a lot around this box. He scored a few goals this season from these areas. Kind of any loose balls, any cutbacks from kind of Nico Williams. Say a fantastic player, fantastic talent. I think we placed was it Munion, I think last season was in this role, long serving Bilbao player. Finally kind of stepped up, I think, in this role and seems to be making it his own. But yeah, exactly like it says on there, attacking midfielder on attack, creating a kind of, like I say, probably an argument to have him as maybe a shadow striker as well. Like you say, he's popping up a lot of goals, getting in that box often. Like you say, waiting for them either loose balls coming back out or cutbacks from Williams and Inarki or Nico. Like you say, a fantastic player and pretty straightforward role. Moving on then, advance forward. In this case, it's Guruzzetta. Shoot less often, close down more, and tackle harder. And I think that completes the lineup, the player instructions. Like I say, let me know what you think. I think it's working really well in game. If you have a look at the competitions, second in the league, only lost one all season after 21 games. I wanted to kind of finish the season off, but Man City came and poached Nico Williams off me, and I couldn't really finish the tactic without him. Really, him being at Man City wouldn't have worked. But we topped the group in the Europa League, looking really good in that. Still in the Copa del Rey, playing Alves in the 5th round. Like I say, second in the league, 10 points behind Real Madrid, but with the team that they've got, I'm not too disappointed in that. Looking at the kind of stages, played 21, won 15, drawn 5, lost only 1, scored 37, which maybe is a bit generous for Bilbao, maybe. But you can see it is just over a goal a game. I don't think it's too kind of crazy or out there. And we've conceded only 11. Exactly what I want to create from this tactic. Winning games, scoring goals, conceding very few. Great in possession, very solid, and second in the league. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Like I say, please drop a like, subscribe if you can. Really does help the channel growing week by week. Coming up next, I think there's the Glasgow clubs in Rogers and Clement. So that's going to be an interesting one to do. And then I think we're over to Germany for Heidenheim tactic as well. So like I say, you are getting involved in the comments as well. Let me know what you like to see. Really happy with that. So that's it from me. Let me know what you think. Bye for now.